Things just got crazy at the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach weigh-in. You won't believe what just went down. Floyd Mayweather literally interrupted the event and out of nowhere shoved Gervonta Davis right on stage. Yeah, you heard that right. Floyd himself made this fight even more personal. It was a move no one saw coming, and now we're left questioning why Floyd did it. Was it calculated or was it pure emotion? And what does this mean for Tank's mindset just hours before the big fight? Let's break it down. We've all been hearing the rumblings for months. This fight between Tank and Lamont Roach is already a big deal. But when the weigh-in went down, the energy was palpable. The fighters had been hyping it up for weeks, and the tension in the room was thick. Lamont Roach stepped up first, calm, cool, collected, and nailed the lightweight limit without a hitch. He was ready, no doubt. Then came Gervonta "Tank" Davis, and let me tell you, the man was electric. Confidence oozed from him as he stepped up, looking ready to take Roach's head off. You could almost feel the ground shaking with anticipation. They locked eyes, and the room held its breath. The stare down was pure intensity, neither fighter willing to give an inch. Tank was staring through Roach like he could see into his soul, and Roach had that smirk, the kind that shows he's unfazed by anything. But then, it all exploded. As the two fighters were face to face, just when it seemed like the tension would snap, out of nowhere, Floyd Mayweather stepped in. And not just in a casual way either. He walked straight between them, causing an immediate stir. The crowd was taken aback. It wasn't the kind of move anyone expected, but it was vintage Floyd. He's a master of turning the heat up when it's needed, and he did just that in a major way. Now, the question everyone's asking, why did Floyd do it? Was it a move to mess with Tank's head? Or was it a calculated move trying to motivate Tank to prove something he hasn't yet? Floyd's intervention wasn't just a random act, it added layers to an already complicated story. You see, Floyd and Tank have a long and rocky history. Floyd Mayweather is the one who discovered Tank's raw talent. He saw something in him that few others did and took him under his wing. Under Floyd's guidance, Tank grew into one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. At first, the relationship between the two was perfect. Tank was winning, rising fast in the ranks, and there was even talk of him being the next Floyd Mayweather. But as time passed, cracks started to show. Tank wasn't just Floyd's protege anymore. He was his own man, and Floyd's control over him began to chafe. The turning point came when Tank started pushing back. Floyd is a perfectionist, and when he's backing a fighter, he wants things done his way, every detail, every decision. Tank didn't always like that. He wanted to be more in control of his career, making his own decisions, and not being constantly under Floyd's thumb. The friction between the two was building, and in 2022, Tank made it clear that he was done with Mayweather Promotions. He was out. That's when things really soured. Tank didn't need Floyd anymore, and Floyd wasn't about to let that slide. Ever since Tank left Floyd's camp, it's been a tense relationship. Floyd has been doing everything he can to show that Tank isn't as invincible as he thinks he is. Floyd's been seen giving tips to Tank's potential rivals, like Ryan Garcia and Frank Martin, while also hyping up Lamont Roach. Floyd was basically planting seeds in Roach's mind, getting him to believe that he might have a real shot at upsetting Tank. Now it's clear that Floyd isn't just trying to boost his own fighter. He's out to prove something. Maybe he wants to show Tank that he made a mistake leaving him behind. Maybe it's about showing Tank that he's not ready to be the king of the division yet. Whatever the reason, Floyd's intervention at the weigh-in was a huge statement. It didn't take long for Tank to react. The second Floyd stepped between them, Tank's frustration was visible. You could see it in his body language. He wasn't happy with Floyd stirring things up. But it wasn't just about the moment at the weigh-in. This whole build-up to the fight has been a whirlwind. Tank is fighting not just to defend his title, but to defend his pride. He doesn't need Floyd, and he's determined to prove it. The rivalry between these two has gone from business to personal. It's no longer just a mentor-protege dynamic. It's a battle of egos. Tank is the young lion trying to carve his own path, and Floyd is the aging veteran trying to hold on to his place in the spotlight. As for the fight itself, we know Tank is a powerhouse. He's a knockout machine with insane speed and power that have made him a dominant force in the lightweight division. He's undefeated, and many people are expecting this fight against Lamont Roach to be no different. Most analysts and fans are predicting an easy win for Tank, believing that Roach is out of his league. Tank has been picking his opponents carefully, choosing fights that he knows he can win. But there's always that one element in boxing that keeps you on edge, the unknown. Roach might not have the same knockout power or the same level of fame as Tank, but don't count him out. Lamont Roach has been in the game for a long time, and he's no stranger to high-stakes fights. He's hungry, and that hunger can be dangerous. There's something about being the underdog that brings out a fighter's best. Roach has been training like never before, and he's got a history with Tank. The two have sparred before, and while Tank has gotten the better of him in the past, Roach knows him better than anyone else. That kind of familiarity with an opponent can be a huge advantage. Roach knows Tank's rhythm, his tendencies, his strengths, and his weaknesses. And that knowledge can be dangerous. But at the end of the day, Tank is a beast. His fight IQ is off the charts, and his ability to set traps in the ring is unmatched. It's not just about raw power with Tank, he's a thinker. He reads his opponents, waits for the right moment, and when it comes, it's lights out. The question is, will Roach be able to withstand that kind of pressure? Will he be able to stay calm under fire, knowing that Tank is just waiting for one mistake to end the fight? The answer? Well, find out soon enough. Floyd's role in all of this can't be ignored. By stepping in between Tank and Roach, he's creating more mind games. Floyd knows exactly how to mess with a fighter's head, and he's been doing it for years. Whether he truly believes Roach can win or not, it's clear that he's trying to plant doubt in Tank's mind. But will it work? Tank is a fighter who thrives under pressure. He's never been one to back down from a challenge, and this situation could be the spark he needs to prove that he's not just Floyd's former student, he's a champion in his own right. The build-up to this fight has been filled with drama, from Floyd's interference to Tank's desire to prove himself. Both fighters have something to prove, and that's what makes this fight so intriguing. Will Tank show that he's still the top dog, or will Roach shock the world and pull off an upset? There's so much riding on this fight, not just for the fighters, but for their legacies. If Tank wins, it's just another notch on his belt, but it's a win that will come with even more pressure to face the real challenges, fighters like Shocker Stevenson and Devin Haney. If Roach wins, it will be one of the biggest upsets in recent boxing history, and it will forever alter the trajectory of Tank's career. As we move closer to fight night, the stakes couldn't be higher. Floyd's mind games, Tank's determination to prove he doesn't need Floyd, and Roach's hunger to upset the odds, it all makes for one of the most intriguing matchups in boxing right now. No matter who wins, one thing is for sure. This fight is going to be a spectacle. The energy, the drama, and the potential for an upset make this a must-watch event. So, who do you think will take home the victory? Will Tank defend his crown, or will Lamont Roach pull off the unthinkable? Drop your predictions in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates. You won't want to miss what happens next.